We're going to make a silk ribbon Christmas ornament. It has linen on the front, silk ribbon, and metallic floss. It has a piece of wool felt for the back. Our pattern is done with just straight stitches. All the petals are straight stitches. All the leaves are straight stitches. The stamen are French knots with the metallic floss. We're going to use 7mm silk ribbon for the petals and 4mm silk ribbon for the leaves. We're going to use 2 strands of the DMC metallic floss for our French knots. And we have to be delicate with our straight stitches. A straight stitch just comes up and goes down. What we have to be certain of is not to twist it, because if it's twisted, the ribbon doesn't cover as much as it's supposed to. So once I get it through, I'm going to take my stiletto and make sure that it's not twisted when it comes up here. And I'm going to hold it straight, and it will still twist on me. I'm going back down at the end of this petal. And my human stack here. As I pull that through, you can see it's twisting on me. So I'm going to hold it way back out here so all the twists get out of the way before I pull the petal down. And as always with silk ribbon, we're always gentle with it because of the wear and tear on the ribbon as it goes through the fabric. And there. So these are color coded. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the petals are red and the leaves are green, and these are markers that will remove with the steam iron. So if I don't cover my markings, it's fine. Then I'm going to do another red one right here. Again, I'm going to make sure it's flat down at the bottom and not twisted. I'm going to keep my ribbon straight here. And this linen has a very high count, so it's hard for me to get the needle through. I'm only using 1 layer, which sometimes on my wool felt or my linen, I use 2 layers if it's a loose weave linen. Yeah, I'm trying to pull the twist through and it's coming down a little bit. And if I think it might still be twisted here, I can hold it up here like this. Pull it down. There. I've got 3 more petals to do, and then we'll work on the leaves. Going all the way up to my stamen. When you do the stamen last, though, they can overlap a little bit. And if we did those before we did the ribbon, it would be possible to actually go through one of the French knots. With tangle. Leaving them a little loose gives it so much more dimension. And it's because it's on an ornament and not on a piece of apparel or something you're going to use. It's not a problem for them to be a little raised off the fabric. Easy out here, he's got a little bit of a twist. I'm gonna make sure. As you get down to the end of your ribbon, it has been in and out of the fabric a lot, and sometimes it starts to show the wear and tear. Here's our petals. I'm going to make sure I got everyone, but all the ones that were red. And I'm going to end this in a way we normally don't end our silk ribbon. I'm just going to knot him back here because he's not going to be worn or anything like that. He's not going to have as much wear and tear on him. So I'm just going to put 2 knots on it, pull it down close to the fabric. Okay. Our leaves, we're going to do the same way. We're going to do those with 4mm green. And I'm going to kind of go up under my petals and tuck it in. This ribbon is 3mm narrower than the petals. So I'm almost positive this is not going to cover the drawing that I put the pattern on with. But we can remove all of that with a steam rod. Also, if these twist on you, let's do it. I'm going to hold him up untwisted and tug him from the back. And that gets my twist out. And there's my first leaf. I'm gonna pull him down just a little bit more, as long as he doesn't twist, yeah. It's the size of the needle that makes it so hard to get through the linen. But if you get a smaller needle, it does more damage to your ribbon as it comes through. So you're just use the just gonna flip that around, pull it through that way. Okay, and once I get that leaf under there, I can pull the red petal back over it. And it looks like it's tucked in. Okay, so we're gonna do all the leaves that way. And then we're gonna do our French knots with this metallic floss, and I'm only going to use 3 strands of it. And you have to be really careful with this because it is not like regular floss. It's prone to static. It makes it stand out. As you can tell, they're not together. It also makes it tangle. So you have to be careful when you do your French knots to not have one strand that is a little bit out of uh, I guess sequence. You can see how after I did my knot, I've got one down here that wants to loop. We have to have all of them the same tension through it, like this. It has to be like this. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to twist it a little bit. I don't know if that'll be a problem because it does not want to stay together. So that makes French knots hard because French knots are easy. I'm gonna do the first one in the middle. There's 6 of them. There's 6 of them around the outside and 1 in the middle. And I don't want to pull my floss too far up to my needle because it unthreads easily. I don't want it down here where it might get tangled in the stitch of my French knot. So for my French knot, I'm going to wrap my needle 3 times. I'm going to go in almost exactly where I came up, and I'm going to hold it taut so it can't unravel. And this one came through better than the ribbon did. You need to make sure it stays even all the way through, or you have one that stands up like that. Now I have to go back here and see which one's standing up. There you go. Okay, so that's a good French knot with hard to work with metallic floss. I'm gonna put one up here now. I'm going around the edge. I thought I got the middle, and you can see that I just caught my. Do one more of these for you. I wrap my needle 3 times. Make sure all the strands of my floss are uniform and together. And I'm going to keep that. Let me go down. And there's my second one. We're going to do 7 of those in the center. And then after we're through, we're going to make him all pretty where he might have got upset. or twist it. We are then going to trim around the outside with our scissors and steam to make our design disappear. With the steam iron, we don't touch the ribbon with it. We hold the iron above it and steam, and the lines disappear. So once you have that trimmed, you're going to use either school glue, Elmer's will work fine. It just takes a little longer to dry, or the Gorilla fabric glue. It is a little more messy, I guess, but it forms a faster bond. If you use the Elmer's, you can put your wool felt on it, turn a glass upside down around the rim of your embroidery hoop, and that will weight it down without squashing your design. So once we've done that, this is what we have. We're going to take actually any kind of ribbon, but I have, I think this is maybe 8 inches, probably about 8 inches. This is a satin trim, and I'm going to just tie a knot in it. Pulling that, this is a little bit shorter, so I guess that's probably 10 inches. And I put him through the tension, through the front, run my knot through the back, and just pull him up like that, and we have our hanger. I hope you enjoy making your silk ribbon poinsettia for your Christmas tree.